As those riots are raging on night after night in Los Angeles, Democrats have one single talking point. You heard a little bit of it from Jonathan Hunt. They are sticking to it.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests.
A lot of these peaceful protests are being generated because the President of the United States is sowing chaos.
I've not heard of anybody being shot. I've not heard of anybody being killed. I've not heard of anybody being beaten. So I don't know what all this so-called violence is all about.
I'm worried about the safety of the people who are peacefully protesting.
The vast majority of protesters and demonstrators are peaceful. They're passionate.
One former Democratic strategist has this message for Dems.
I think the Democratic Party's kind of lost its mind. I think that you cannot tolerate that people are harming government property and harming federal officials executing the job that the president or the secretary of DHS or whomever has ordered them to do. Like, you just simply cannot do this.
Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley argues in a new piece, Democrats' rabid anti-ICE resistance in L.A. against Trump could backfire. The Wall Street Journal editorial board writes, Democrats make Stephen Miller's day. Soft-pedaling disorder in the streets helps Trump's deportation agenda. Jason Chaffetz, Fox News contributor and former Republican congressman of Utah. You know, I appreciate the drill down there from the Wall Street Journal and others to politics, but what's at stake here really is our sovereignty as a nation and all those businesses and homes caught in the fray of people committing crimes in the streets of L.A.
Yeah, most of those media pundits, they fail to talk about the victims. They fail to talk about the people that actually live there and run businesses there that have to live in fear of the violence that is happening there. You have this criminal element that is massive, that needs to be apprehended and deported. For the Democrats to continue to say, oh, mostly peaceful, all you got to do is run this video. I mean, look at the looting that is going on here. That's somebody's actual business. This is how they make their livelihood. This is how they hire people. Do you want to go into work to that place on Saturday or Friday? This is abhorrent. And all those people waving non-American flags, you know what? If that's the country that you love, say Mexico, then go home. And guess what? There's an app for that. You can do that. That's what you should do. Go home, go back to Mexico or these other countries, if that's what you love.
Yeah, CBP Home. There is an app for that. While some Democrats are downplaying the riots as mostly peaceful, which is what you're talking about, others are blaming it all on President Trump. Watch.
All of the violence and the escalation is core to the Trump administration's authoritarian playbook.
Donald Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans are intentionally trying to inflame. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I think that if ICE left, I think if the National Guard left, you would see this all die down.
Oh, and former VP Kamala Harris has something to say, too. She says, quote, deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos. It's all part of Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread panic and division, end of quote. Critics quickly hit back. Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas saying, no surprise that the most incompetent vice president in history stands with the illegal alien rioters. A Southern California sheriff called it an embarrassment. And Fox News contributor Guy Benson said the country really dodged a bullet in November. Jason.
Yeah, look, these are the same Democrats who deployed law enforcement to a beach to make sure you were wearing your COVID mask, for goodness sake.
Oh, my goodness.
And if they think that, if they forget that the National Guard and their highway patrol and the state police and ICE, they're the good guys. They're the ones that strap on their uniform, put the flag on their shoulder, take the risk of being deployed and being out there. They don't make that much money. We need to pay those people more. And then you got the teachers unions and others people out there saying these are the bad guys. I saw Randy Weingarten standing in the background. This isn't about teaching kids. There is a principle in the United States, Harris. It's called restitution. If you steal something, you have to pay for it. If you break a window, you have to pay for it and replace it. If you're here illegally, you got to go back to your country of origin. That's just the way it is. And if you break our laws, you got to serve that penalty and then be deported. Don't tell us that these are the bad guys. The good guys are wearing the uniforms, trying to protect people against. Look at what's going on there. This is. I'm so proud that Donald Trump has actually taken this. It should happen earlier. I want to see more of it. They need to clean out those streets.
Well, look, real quickly, the politics of this. Why in the world do Democrats think that this is the issue that they can win on?
I think they have relied on that money, and I think they have relied on those constituents. I do not believe that you're telling me that there aren't people here illegally that aren't voting. Because if they weren't voters, they would not be spending all this time catering to them, making sure that the money continues to flow. And I think when they're able to do what they need to do, let's look at how they get all those gas masks. Let's look at how they get all those funds. Let's look at all the background. That's what we need law enforcement, places like the FBI, to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, you were the chairman of oversight on the Hill for years. Those are the pertinent questions that should be answered right now. How are they doing it? We had the same questions when they had like merch and gear coming across the border illegally a couple of years ago. Remember that? You and I were talking about this. Who's paying for all this? All right, Jason, great to start the show with you. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.